doing the same things, you get bored.
What I'm saying is, even if
That's why people that confused.
Look, suppose I don't get bored. I'm always busy with things. I'm doing research and so on and so forth. If I decide to live for 100 years, it doesn't mean I will live for 100 years. I might die tomorrow. Do you understand the point? I might fall dead the next minute. My decision has nothing to do with my life and my prolongation of my life, because I am not in control of it. I'm not the master of my life. Who gave me life?
You can make him longer. You can make it
longer
if you look after your health.
Who gave
your body? If you're sick,
who gave you and I life? Life.
Well, the parents.
So if I died when I was a kid, a baby, and when you died when you was a baby, they should be able to give you life again, right?
No.
Just to explain a bit more. If somebody gives us life, that means they have the power to give us life.
Oh, the parents give me life, yeah.
But
we need to go back.
If we have power to give someone life, that means if someone dies, I can give life again to the same person who dies.
In the future, it can be happen.
At the moment, if our children die, and people believe that we've given life to our children, we should be able to give life to them again. But the fact that we cannot give them life again means we never had the power to give them life. We are only a process. We are only a process to bring them in this world.
We can change genetic things. We can change the DNA.
No. In the future, I might fly, right?
In the future,
is that what you believe?
In the future, they're going to take the sperm of the man and they're going to manipulate it to become, you're going to choose your child, which color is going to be, which height is going to be, removed from all the genetic viruses in the future. So it's going to be more perfect for living today.
Can they give me 2 wings as well?
They will do.
Okay, so that really shows that there is a lot
if we can clone today,
that really shows. That really shows.
It takes time.
Look,
the mobile phone is invented only 20 years ago.
No, when we talk about, do you have a background?
So much progress.
Do you have a background in genetics?
No.
Right, that's why you're making that statement.
About very small. In 20 years,
no, I'm saying the reason why you're saying in the future we can have wings and so on and so forth.
My son is 2 years old. He's got this in his hands. You have 2 years. When you have 2 years, you have that. Today you're a different person.
So in the future, I can be like 50 feet tall, and I can have 5 hands, right? If they want to.
They will be happen. It will be happen there.
Yeah. Well, I can look like an elephant if they want to.
Some people are bigger.
Yeah. So in the future, genetic modification can make me like an elephant if I want to become an elephant.
But even if you mix with another race, it's definitely going to take something from you and another person. If you go with a black person and you're white, it's going to be mixed. It's going to be no white.
Can I ask you a very stupid question?
Yeah.
In the future, if they can modify the genetics to make you like a cockroach, can they do that?
Yeah, but this is too much.
Too much genetic modification. But it's possible if it's much later in the future, right?
But we're gonna use it. You never watch the Fly, the movie The Fly?
Are you saying it's too much for now? But in the very late future, if there is a late future, like billions years later, it is possible that people can use a human genetics and they can modify it and make it into a cockroach.
But why need to be cockroach for?
I just want to...
Maybe cockroach can take the DNA for human.
What if I say I want humans to become a cockroach? We can do that, right? Anything's possible.
If you can squeeze your brain and put it inside the animal, yeah, you can do that.
No, it's a genetic modification. So this is where I think we need to be a bit more skeptical about our understanding of genetics.
They're already changing things. Human being already changing stuff on a human being.
Do you know there is a limit? Do you know there's a limit to genetic change? That's my point.
But in the future, it's going to be more.
No, there's always a limit.
More.
You can change the genetic makeup, but you cannot make one species. Like you cannot make, for example, a rat into an elephant.
Hybrid. You can do hybrids. You can do hybrids.
Okay,
like
let's not talk about this issue because I think
watermelon you can do without the seeds inside.
So I can make into a watermelon into a pineapple. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Right. So but this is my point.
Remove the seeds, so when you open
so
it doesn't leave the
this
seed.
is my point.
That's the thing.
Genetic modification has limits in terms of how much modification we can make, right? So you can breed between an elephant and a dog. It will never produce anything, right? You can artificially produce in a test tube, but you can't make a genetic
so what
offspring.
About if your mind is going to be in a microchip and it's going to be going in a human cyborg stuff? How are you going to be doing that?
Do you watch too much of that? That's the problem.
No, this is was in '95. I'm from '77.
Sure.
So, I don't think you're too old.
No, 77 is...
So you are.
No, I'm long before 77, so that's,
Okay.
you know, I was there in 77.
In the 90s, it was more futuristic in the 90s
Right.
than today.
Right.
Because
So-
people was believe that something there was be more.
The point, just one second. The point I'm making is this: let's not talk about genetic modification because your knowledge about genetic modification comes from sci-fi films. My knowledge comes from
But these help.
my knowledge comes from actual knowledge of
In the
genetics.
future, if you go to the space,
I had a module of genetics during my university, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, from what I understand from genetics, when I did a module in the university, this is what I'm saying. Your knowledge, perhaps you're saying to sci-fi films, cyborgs, and all these things. Let's leave this aside.
But we're getting there. If
If
somebody does have an arm, he can still carry on his life.
do you believe?
Even laser eyes.
Do you believe
Laser
all
eye.
of this
Without
creation?
laser, also things it can be not done today.
Do you believe all that exists came from a creator?
We just over the beginning. We just know today that we got mobile phones in the pocket.
No, he's
It's
asking
too
you a
soon.
different question. He's asking you a different
You know the galaxies. Our galaxy is called the Milky
We
Way.
need to discover first to have in it's so small issue at the moment.
Do you know
We need to
how
not
big
believe.
our
We need to
galaxy?
progress. We need to progress.
Sure.
I don't want to be
I'm for
inside the
progress.
coffin without know what's
friend,
happening there.
I am for progress, right?
Yeah.
I'm for scientific research.
You know what? I stopped with this. This one is. I'll give you an example. This one is 2019. 2019.
I'm saying I am
Every
for
year-
progress.
Okay, 2019. This is more fun.
My friend.
I know it's gonna be next year.
friend.
It's a better camera, and better memory.
I recently published
And better display.
with others in a
So, do I
peer-reviewed
need to
journal.
change it?
So I am for research,
Do I
right?
need to change? Do I need to change mobile phone because it's something better? And why? You know why I'm not going to something better? That I want to go to better, because it's making me happy that. But I can stop with this for another 10 years, 100 years. Some people say, no, you got a phone that is charging 1 second. No, I love to keep it 1 hour.
What's this phone for?
Huh?
What does it do?
No, don't
Does
change
it
the
cook?
things.
Does it cook?
No, and it's not cooking, but like I said, somebody is happy.
No, I want to know.
For
I
the
want to know.
technology of
The
what
phone.
he wants.
Let me tell you
Some people
something.
are not happy. When they see
Let
something
me,
new,
let me,
they're gonna go buy it.
let
or
me
they don't wanna
understand
do it.
something. Let me understand something. Does
In
this
the future,
this
this is gonna be
this is his
in the
phone?
future when you want to change your arms. Some people, I think I'm.
Look. In the
You know what is
future,
it?
in the future, it's fine. The future is,
The
bright.
only things what I
But I have a question for you.
regret
I have
that
a
I was
question.
like to born like in these years.
I have a question for
maybe
you.
another time.
What's your name?
I have a question for you.
What's your name,
What's your
buddy?
name?
Marvis.
Marvis, I have a question for you.
Marvis.
Yeah, come on.
You see, the phone that you have has a purpose. It doesn't cook for you. It has a phone, as in you can speak to your friends, your colleagues, your family, and so on. You might record speech and video. You may have a calendar. You may have a word processor. You can see the internet. It has a purpose.
No, this is an extension of my memory. Because this is recording and save it. My vision, it can record it and save it. Yeah? This is just extension of my brain. Because in the future, this is going to be inside your brain. And you don't need any more the phone. Because you're going to record it.
Does your
It's
phone
gonna
do
speak.
blood glucose testing?
Huh?
Does your phone do
yeah.
blood glucose testing? Like if I put my blood in there, would it tell me what's the BM?
They will now.
No, this phone.
Now, they,
My friend,
no,
please.
no, this one.
Marvis,
In the future,
Marvis.
it's gonna happen.
So that means the phone is specifically designed for certain purpose, not for blood testing, right? This phone is not designed for the
Okay.
purpose of blood glucose
mobile phone,
monitoring. My
is,
friend, Marvis,
is the
hear,
whole of the
hear me out.
virtual-
Hear me out.
Okay, carry on.
This particular phone of yours, it is not designed for the purpose of doing blood glucose monitoring. That's for sure.
Okay.
Right? Good. So this phone has a purpose. What's the purpose of your glasses?
To squeeze my eyes. If I do like that,
Yeah.
if I squeeze there, I don't need the glasses.
Does this tell you
these are
how
not
much
just-
salt is in your food?
No.
It doesn't. So it has a specific purpose, which is to make you see things better. Right?
No, it doesn't make me feel better.
Make
Ah,
to
vision
see,
better.
to have your good vision.
yeah,
vision.
yeah.
It improves your vision. Without the glasses, you see some in one way. With the glasses, you see in a better way.
Yeah, but it's my
Thank you.
It's my genetic who's actually making.
My
this
friend, I'm
problem.
talking about the
It's not-
glasses.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
glasses is not designed likewise to measure blood glucose. It's not. So this has a specific purpose. Your shoes are designed also for a specific purpose. The purpose is to keep your feet comfortable when you walk. Maybe you run, maybe you jog.
To get the dirt from the floor.
Yes, right. So is your shirt and your money bag, wallet,
Yeah.
and your trousers, everything. Likewise, your body and the parts of your body, individual, like my hand. My hand doesn't taste things. It is not designed to taste. It's to grab things and so on, right? My ears,
Feel the stuff. Yeah.
my
when you
ear,
touch it.
yes, my ears don't taste food. How much salt in it? My ears are for balance and for
okay,
hearing.
come on,
No,
why you need to explain
I'm
that?
going to get to the point. Specific
the
function.
The human body is perfect. You say.
No, that's why you have to hear my point.
Yeah, I got it.
There are parts of my body or organs of my body. They have specific function, specific purpose. Put my whole body together. What is my or your specific purpose or function?
That's a difficult question.
I'm sure you've never been asked before.
There's lots of ways to explain that.
Do you agree there has to be a specific purpose? Every single part of my body, my heart muscles, the tissue, the cells that make that into a tissue of my heart, they're different from my liver. They're different from my kidney. So when doing...
Human beings are very complex.
No, listen.
Today, there's
Marvis,
discover lots of stuff.
try to understand something. When I was only 1, 2 cells, became 4, 8, 16, and so on and so forth. These cells, as they multiplied, they eventually made collection of tissues, but they made different tissues. Tissues for the heart, tissue for the skin, tissue for the liver and kidney, and so on and so forth. They somehow knew to go there and aggregate and do this particular function. Our whole body demonstrates we must have a specific function and a purpose.
So because you got a perfect body, you need to say...
I didn't say our body is perfect.
So
Our body is fit for purpose.
So tell me what do I do? What do I
So-
have to do?
We must have a specific function and a purpose as a body as a whole. We know this by even looking at individual parts. It's a logical extension to this reasoning. But how are we going to know? How are we going to know what this function is? Can you design or decide rather, Marvis, the function of your ears to be testing how much salt or sugar in the food? You can't do that. You can't do
The
that.
purpose is now to go the conversation.
Right.
What you need to go there.
Do you want to summarize and then stop afterwards, inshallah? You cannot likewise decide the function and the purpose of your whole body. That means that decision is not yours. It needs to be told to you. It should be informed to you that the function of your body is this. Where are we going to find this from? This is where we are saying our Creator who created us and the environment to sustain ourselves
You need to give
and
him
the whole
something back,
cosmos.
or you need to thinking about him all the time? So you need to give him something back, like
No,
a gift,
no,
or you need to thinking about him
no.
all the time?
Let me give you an
Because
analogy.
I thinking myself to.
I'll give you an
progress,
analogy. I'll give you an analogy
to see
to understand
more I can.
this giving. I'll give you an I'll give you an
What
analogy.
is that?
I'll give you an analogy to understand this point. Suppose now we both have this discussion and keep on walking, having the discussion, and we're talking, walking, and then on there,
This or even.
and there, I got run over by a car. Accident. May God forbid. You take me to the hospital. I'm unconscious. I needed blood, you gave me blood. Right? I wake up and I see you sitting next to me, and the nurses and doctor says, do you know what happened? You're almost about to die. He got you, called the ambulance, came into the ambulance, came in the hospital. He's been looking after her throughout, and then he also gave you blood. Now, what would be my natural response to you? Should I say, get lost, or is there a natural response? What is my natural? Something that I should automatically say from all my heart and mind to you for what you've done. Do you know what the natural response is? What is it?
No, say.
What is it? I'm asking you.
No, we need to.
What should I say? So you're sitting there. You're sitting there.
But you're going out of.
No, it's important.
I understand why you put it.
This analogy will tell you in relation to us and our Creator. So when you see me waking up, it's not that you want me giving you £100 or £1,000 or something. The natural response is from my part, not that you want it. Remember, you did not do any of this because you wanted something from me. You did this out of your kind heart because you're a good person. You did this.
I will grow up with that.
Yeah.
Some people don't have a
Look, what I'm saying is
the way you grow up.
When you, Marvis,
when
when you saved my life, literally by all that steps, the reason you did this is because of the nature of who you are in your kindness. You are compassionate, kind, caring individual.
Teaching you how to save
somebody. Wait. I'm getting to the point. Now, so you did not expect anything from me. It's not something that I have to do in return. But my natural response should be one of gratitude. I should say, when I realize all of this, Marvis, thank you very much for helping me and saving me. I should say this out of my own self, being thankful and grateful to you. My gratitude. Think about this now, analogy
I did my part.
No.
I did my part.
Yes,
if you say yes, thank you, it doesn't matter.
Now I'm going to link this analogy to myself as a creation and to the Creator. The Creator did not just give me blood, give me everything else. The air and the oxygen and the food and the water and so on to circulate my blood all around, right? To the lungs and to the blood circulatory system to sustain my life. Now all of this, when the Creator gave me life, to sustain my life and to live my life, and my natural response should be one of gratitude. I should say thank you. I should be grateful. And that is what we say.
Thank you to him that I born to helping you.
No, I should say that I am here. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. You asked.
I'm free to say. I can free to say. You can die there in the front. If I can help you, I cannot.
Marvis, remember what you said.
My input
did the Creator?
Yes,
you're asking, in a way, did the Creator do all of this because He wants something from us? The answer is no. He doesn't need any one of us. In fact, we need our Creator. And our natural response is one of gratitude, and we should be thankful to God, our Creator. That's why I'm saying is, our Creator created us, and out of His mercy and justice, He also sent revelation, guidance. He raised human beings to be prophets and messengers to tell us what our purpose of life is. Remember I talked about what is the function and purpose of my whole body? The messengers tell us from God what that is. And that is, as Islam tells us in the Quran, that God, our Creator, created us to worship Him. Worship, the essence of it is to be thankful, to be grateful. So He created us to be grateful to Him. We need to be grateful, not that He needs us.
As well.
Of course, absolutely. We should be grateful to people. We should be grateful to people as well. But of course, the greater...
Double to others. Double because they don't know.
No, the greater right...
If I didn't know, you should be more grateful to others.
The greater right is to God. That He created all of us. Right? Someone helps me, like you helped me, I'm thankful to you, but I'm also thankful to God that He created you, and you were there at that point to help me.
The Creator who created the Creator is infinity stuff.
Okay.
So
when we say...
It's too long,
No, it's not too long. It's all easy. I'll tell you how it's easy. When we understand...
So, but you feel better. If you say it's someone, you're feeling better.
No. Let's understand this question.
When you say a child that this is Spider-Man...
When you brought this question about who created God and so on, is it through infinity? This question can be settled quite easily.
So if you never had the chance to read a book, and he was grow up without any book, he was like living in the jungle. Mm-hmm. How did you find out he's a creator?
It's easy.
He was growing in a forest, let's say like a Tarzan, like say.
Yeah, exactly.
With knowledge, zero knowledge.
I was going to actually mention that point, but you did it because you are a critical-minded person. Precisely. If people grow up in an Amazonian jungle or a forest,
because I grew up in Italy,
I'm going to,
and I didn't get this different culture.
But your question,
I eating pasta, I eating pizza, I don't eat rice or anything else because the area is not this kind of knowledge.
The question that you asked is a very important and intelligent one. In fact, we use this question and a scenario for people to reflect on. What we say is this: even if you were brought up, say 5,000 years ago in a Brazilian jungle or an Amazonian jungle, where there's no Christianity, there is no Islam through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and so on, right? There is no Hindus there, there is no Jewish people there. Even then, it is possible for us to come to the realization that, one, that there is a creator of this universe. Two, that this creator is one and only and absolute. Three, that we are created for a purpose. Four, we're going to die, we're not going to live anymore all the time. We will die, come to an end, and there has to be something after death. Because some people follow good ways and some people follow bad ways. The end destination cannot be the same. Justice demands that there has to be a day of reckoning. There has to be a day of judgment.
Someone can be selfish to think about only for himself.
And that's why
grow up and
that's
move on
why
his genetic. Like
that
do
is
a
why
children.
that is why
they do a children and say, okay, do whatever you like in this planet.
Some people do that, and
so
that is why. Do
you
know what Islam says? Islam says don't be selfish. In fact, it says, you know, the wealth that you have.
Selfish in a way, not to thinking about others. I can still talk to others. If I'm selfish, that it's me now. I grow up with my kids, the wife, and move on with my life.
Yeah, but you have to look after other people.
Simple things, not to get too complicated, because life is very complicated.
To give you an example, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our Prophet said, you know, you are not even a believer that you go yourself fully fed and your neighbor starves to death in hunger. You're not even a believer. A believer has to make sure his neighbors don't die of starvation. Doesn't matter who your neighbor is. An atheist neighbor or a Christian neighbor or a Jewish neighbor, a Hindu neighbor, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Muslim neighbor. Your neighbor is your neighbor. Our wealth that I was going to explain to you about, that we earn maybe thousands of pounds or millions of pounds, whoever you are, how rich you are.
No, it doesn't mean
money. Our wealth is not all of our wealth. In Islam, the poor people and the needy have a right on our wealth. Right. I have to give 2.5% of my surplus wealth to the poor because it's theirs, belongs to them. That shows how Islam doesn't demand people to become selfish. Islam wants to make everyone, come to whole humanity.
I didn't say selfish to have greedy with money.
Money,
to
wealth,
about myself.
In society.
To go to the social buildings like churches or mosques or.
No, I'm saying throughout.
Why?
You have to look after. You have to look after everyone. By the way, if anyone's recording and we have children being recorded, can you blur it out, please? Yeah. This is for all the cameramen. If the children are in the camera, please blur it out afterwards, before you publish. So if you're doing live, stop doing live, because we have children here being in the camera. Is that right? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. So what we are saying is, as we have spoken about the Creator, even in an Amazonian jungle, we can come to the conclusion that there's a Creator. And this Creator is one and only and absolute. We can come. Your question earlier on, as you said.
To discover, of course.
No. When you say come to the conclusion.
Discover the city.
It's okay.
You can't think about how it's the same road.
We can conclude by reasoning. Excuse me, brothers. Leave her alone. What we're saying is, your question that you said about what about the Creator who was created by a Creator and so on. That is a silly question. Exactly. There's no need to answer that. Fine. So ultimately,
we need to sit at the table and have a nice
ultimately, we will come to the realization that there is one Creator who is absolute, independent, one and unique. Not someone who is born, not someone who produces children, and not someone who is like us. Do you know what I described? Chapter 112 of the Quran. The book that God gave to his final messenger. This is what it says. I'll tell you in Arabic and tell you the translation. In fact, I've told you already. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say, God, He is one, only and unique. Allahu samad. He is absolute, eternal, independent. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He is not born and He doesn't produce offspring and children. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. And there is none like unto Him whatsoever, in any way comparison. Any way you want to compare, there's nothing like unto God. That is what we talk about the Creator. This, please. Can you leave her alone, please? Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. We are saying the concept of God, our Creator, the Quran provides. Your heart and your mind will be happy with it, content and satisfied with it. And this is what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who came 1,400 years ago, 1,400 years. No. Being the last of the messengers on the prophets. There were many other prophets and messengers who were sent to all nations in the past, but people corrupted the message. So he was sent as the final messenger with the finality of the message of Islam, meaning pure submission to God, our Creator. So that is the Quran. So I invite you to read about his life, his mission, his message, and read the Quran. And when you read the Quran, you will see how it engages with you, telling you about your purpose in life.
I'm happy like I am. That's the problem. And I don't need nothing at all. Because if I'm like that today, because I'm not reading stuff.
What happens when we die?
That's the problem.
Where do we go after we die?
The day is going to come for everyone. Don't choose even your death.
After that what happens?
Some people say, I'm going to do this before I die, and maybe I'm going to go in a different dimension.
Marvelous. Imagine, I just want you to imagine, if we are created for a particular purpose, remember what we said, we must have a specific purpose, and we did not fulfill that. It's like this. You and I going to an examination hall, and then we don't know what paper is being examined. Is it quantum mechanics, or is it astrophysics, or is it simple biology? We don't know. And then we will fail the exams. And what is the consequence of failing the exams? If we fail the exam of our life, we cannot blame our Creator. We have to blame ourselves that we did not seek and search for what the purpose of life was, and we did not even fulfill it. So in the hereafter, which is a reality, this life is not the only life.
If I wasn't open-minded,
then we'll be at a loss.
I wasn't here to talk to you. That's the things. Because I'm
you are open-minded. You are my friend.
That's what I'm speaking with
my
you.
friend, you are open-minded. You are a nice person. You are a critical person.
I believe in something very strictly. I wasn't even
exactly.
I wasn't even coming here.
Exactly, Marvis.
I was so discovering new
Everyone
stuff.
who will listen to you would know you are open-minded, and not only that, you're critical. The questions that you brought is critical thinking. So you're critically appraising things. So what we're saying is we are just making that extension for you. Please take that logical step forward.
Not lost yet. When somebody's lost, maybe try to get a friendship or maybe read a book because you feel alone. Maybe you feel lost, like feeling lost. But at the moment, I'm not feeling lost. So I'm very strong. In my mind, it's very strong. So I don't feel any parts of any situation at the moment.
What if?
Because I'm still evolving with my mind. Because I'm not child anymore.
What if we expire? I'm just using the language that children don't.
Yeah.
What if we expire tomorrow, right? Then we would not have fulfilled our purpose because we haven't even found out, right? According to you, we would not have found out our purpose. That means we would have failed in the objective of our purpose. That means in the hereafter.
But it's not a race.
It's not about race.
It's not a race to get older. It's the way how to live every single day.
But do you not consider it is wiser and more responsible to find out the true purpose?
You get, more trouble you get
about
in your
life.
About the purpose. It's better be stupid and you have a normal life than ever be wise and thinking about lots of things in once.
Do you really feel that you want to gamble your life?
More people intelligent they are, more difficult they are to fall asleep. Can you believe? Because you got so many things coming in your brain and they can't even sleep. That's the scientists things they say. I'm not taking seriously that, but some people they got difficulty. Some people they can sleep straight away. Like when you close the eyes, people they can switch it off. Just imagine when you know that you need to fly somewhere else, or you go a nice meeting or whatever. You got difficulties. Your brain is active, so you know that it's something that you want to do. But when your life is very meaningless, you don't even thinking about it. You're just falling down and sleep and everything like that, and you wake up and you do the same things over and over. But why are you disturbing him? If he's happy like that and he's not disturbing no one and he's doing his life, that's it.
So
you
basically,
don't need to give him some extra because if you tell him the burger is better than another place, I say no, maybe with that, no, but it's better, maybe even cheaper. Oh yeah, okay, I'll go. So if he's happy with that, just leave him like that.
So if someone is happy.
But if it's health, yes. If it's about health, if it's somebody smoking, let's say smoke is bad. Now we know smoke is bad. So tell him, But don't say like.
I want to just explain to you one final concept. The concept of heaven and hell.
No,
Hellfire.
This is another story.
No. When you say story, the creator who created us
But we
created
what
us.
is in hell as well.
I'm explaining.
Is it ground floor?
I'm explaining.
Is it up? Is it
I'm
another
explaining.
planet? Is it the Mars?
I'm
You don't want to be there.
No.
Now, the
Already going
creator,
to PlayStation. Already going
the
there.
creator who created us, created it without free will, and inevitably some people will not exercise their free will accordingly and appropriately. They will
Whatever
be
I'm
arrogant.
gonna fight. I'm
They
gonna
will.
fight for my right.
They will
Even
not.
there.
They will not fulfill their objective of their life, and because of the justice of our Creator, they will end up in this hellfire, which is eternal torment, punishment, and suffering. Now, no one
This is very scary,
should go
man.
there.
It's very
No
scary.
one would like to go there, and we don't want anyone to go there. We cannot gamble our life and take that risk
Yeah,
of
but
going
even
to
a cold
hellfire.
place, is very scary.
Please.
Even cold is very
Yes,
scary.
I know. What I'm
like in a
saying is,
nice,
how can you feel happy?
minus 50. I want to see how you
Think
can
about
live.
this. How can you feel happy knowing that you don't know when we're going to expire? That means we don't know whether fulfill our purpose of our life is, and gambling and risking our life in the hereafter that we might end up in this nasty place, the hellfire of torment and suffering. Do you really feel happy to make that gamble? If you have a chance to, look, in Islam we don't gamble at all, full stop. There is no gambling, right?
So, but if you
Wait, I want to make one example. We don't gamble, but I'm going to give you a scenario for gambling, right? Imagine in a gambling, the probability of you winning is 1 in a billion, trillion chance, right? You've got all of this chance of getting it, no win, loss, only one chance to write. Mathematically, that's like almost impossible, right? And the game is this. Either, if you win, you have your children and your family, and if you lose, they will be all in the electric chair. You know what it means, right? Would you gamble? Would you be happy to gamble? Knowing that the probability of you winning is this, the risks are so great. I would never gamble like this, even though we don't gamble, but I'm saying conceptually, the risk is so high. I would be scared. I would not be happy. The hereafter, about the hellfire, that you will suffer and be burned eternally with no end, never to come out. Eternally, not 1 year, not 1 million years, not 1 billion years, not 1 zillion years, not 1 trillion years, not 1 Googleplex years. How big is the number? It's for eternity with no end. That destination, imagine there, do we really want to gamble our life? I want to leave you with this thought. Think about it, my friend. If you think that is quite serious for you to reflect on it, then pick up a Quran and read it and see what it says about you. Shall we leave it to that?
Let's leave it like that. Then.
All right. Thank you, my friend Maurice. Nice talking to you. Take care.
Let's talk.
Nice ride.
Good question.
Can I do it about this? Or is it related to this? Is it related to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. No, but no need for it.
Okay, no need for it. Thank you. So can I, excuse me. Can I give you all of this back, please? Yeah. Thank you. The other way. Not really.